tuning into In Life Now. This is your host, Coach TMB, and we are in for a great time on today's episode. We're going to have a conversation around clothes and style and fashion, what's in, what's hot, and what's not. And today we have in the studio with us Mr. Eugene Wilborn, who is the founder of Iconic Styles by Gemini. How are you doing today?
I'm pleasantly well. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
That's
I'm so
good.
excited to have you here.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yes. So listen, you know, you have been doing a lot of phenomenal work here in the city, really actually across the nation. You've been traveling and doing some things too.
Yes.
But before we dive off into that, for those who don't know you, why don't you share a little bit about who Eugene Wilborn is?
Eugene Wilborn is a combination of a bunch of different things. I am a part of the collective city of Grand Rapids. I was born in Flint. I was raised here in Grand Rapids.
Wow.
Did a lot of my time on the southeast side, which is beautiful. I love it. Garfield Park area is where I really went to grow up at. Graduated from Central High School.
Central?
Yeah. Ramsden House. Then after that, kind of, went and worked and different things like that. And then after a while, kind of knew I liked fashion, but I didn't necessarily know what degree I liked it fashion in. We would go out, people would ask me, if this looks right, friends are going out for the night, does this shirt match with this pants, this, that, and the other. So it was kind of like things I was already doing.
You just kind of had a natural flair for it?
Yeah, I was kind of like that go-to person, how to tie a tie. I taught a lot of my friends how to tie a tie.
Because there's like an art to that, right?
It is. I mean, it's like Boy Scout knots, pretty much. It's more than one knot, so that's really all it is. So, and then after that, life kind of crumbled to pieces, and I was sitting talking with a friend of mine, and he was like, "Have you ever considered being a wardrobe stylist?" I'm like, "Nah, not really." Like, that was never my thought process. And he was like, "Well, look into it. I think it would be something that you could pick up because you already do that. You naturally are already doing that."
Okay, and you do that very well. I want to go back to something that you just said, because I think you have some words that would inspire some people that are watching this show. Before your styling career really took off, you said life sort of crumbled. When that happened, how did you find yourself again, if that makes sense?
It was a process. It didn't come by ease. It was a real process. I mean, I thank God every day that I had people around me at that particular moment that were wise enough to speak of a future as opposed to condemn me to where I was and what past I had just created. So that was a main catalyst in moving forward. It was slow in the very beginning. I was like, I'm not sure. It was a lot of uncertainty. I'm like, I can just go find a job and different things like that, because I knew how to get back on my feet. I know how to I know what to do, but it was a matter of doing something completely different, because in the moments of chaos and catastrophe, the testimony is pretty much what you call it, so whatever you call it in that moment is what it will be. So if you call it horrible, then that's what it will be. It's whatever your story is thereafter.
Yes, there's power in your words. And so that would lead me to ask you this question, and I just love hearing people's responses from this, but in your pursuit, in your career as a successful stylist, before things really began to jump off for you, how did you discover purpose? Or my question is about purpose. In this season of your life, what do you think is your purpose, Eugene? And then maybe kind of highlight why you're so passionate about it through your work.
Well, that's kind of the main focus. I love serving people. I love helping people. So those are my main two. I love to help people, regardless of what it is, whether it's taking photography, helping you look good, you need me to help you with your resume, you doing politics and you need somebody to do administrative work. I can do a plethora of things, whatever I can do to help somebody, to help better somebody. I love seeing people go from one place to another, or grow from one place to another. I love assisting people in that. So that's definitely the number one thing. So I just translate that same information into clothes. And then secondly, I love psychology. So for me, it's a way deeper process of thought than just putting clothes on people.
Let's talk about that. Let's go deeper.
Oh, let's go. I mean, because you wear what you wear for a reason.
That's right.
So each person is a different book per se. So some people wear all black for a reason. Some people hate wearing black for a reason. Some people don't like wearing white. Some people think yellow looks horrible on them. They're dark skinned. I'm like, it looks beautiful. Why do you not like certain things? So the psychology of fashion is what I call it.
The psychology of fashion.
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of made that phrase
I
up
like
by
that.
myself. But for me, that's what it is. It's I love discovering people and understanding people and their thoughts and their ways and different things like that. So, you know, putting clothes on top of that is easy for me. In another part of that, it's kind of like art.
Art.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like Picasso just freestyle painting on a canvas, and you like, what is that? And then 30 years later, you like, oh, that was that $3,000 piece that I seen him painting. And you like, I never would have knew. So it's kind of like art is subjective. So it's all determined by the person that's painting the picture. So.
Well, let me ask you this question. I've heard that what you wear, what one wears, is a representation of where they are mentally in life. What does that mean?
That means pretty much how it sounds. We wear how we feel. We wear what we feel, you know, regardless of how many times we try to tweak it or put mask on, whatever it is, eventually that comes out. You know, okay, so let me go back.
Okay.
So I always say, if you look good, you feel good.
Yes.
Point blank. We all know that. My job is to help you look the best so you can feel the best and in turn give the best.
Wow.
So if I can help you look
Good.
great,
Okay.
phenomenal,
Great. Okay.
fantastic, stupendous, feel like Don King right now, just throwing words out there. But if I can help you do that, you can go change the world. It's really up to you. It's really on you. So everything I do is for you. It's not for me. I love seeing that, but it's like, it's not my personal gratification. It's like, oh, I'm doing this for me. It's like, you go out and change the world. You go out and be the person that the world needs you to be. You go out and be that mom that's phenomenal. You go out and be that dad that's spectacular. You go out and be that person in the business field. You go out and kill that interview. You know what I mean? Like, I do that. So that's why I'm passionate about it. I love seeing that about people.
So it's almost like you're a coach too, if you will,
Heck
because
yeah.
you get in, because everybody, you all know I'm a professional life coach. So my job is to get inside your head and help you understand. And I need to understand why you think the way that you do, so I can help come up with a game plan in regards to whatever it is that you're bringing me in to coach you on. So when it comes to the styling and the clothing, there's a segment in there where you have to figure out what's going on with the person internally so that you can help them bring out whatever that style is.
Absolutely.
Talk about that.
That's exactly what it is. If I don't know what you hate or love or shy away from, then anything I present to you will always be not what you want.
Wow.
Because I don't know those things. So when we sit down, I ask you all those questions. What do you like? What do you like? Food.
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
The basics.
You know, what food do you like? What colors do you like? What kind of fabrics do you like? Do you like gym shoes? Do you like heels? Do you like boots? Do you like jeans, sweatpants? Like, what do you love? What do you hate? Where do you see yourself at in 2-3 years? Most people say 5. I'm like, 5 is far, but we can get to the first ones first, because we don't get 1 and 2 in the way, then 5 ain't never gonna happen. So for me, it's about knowing all that. And that's the part of the psychology part that I love. So
do you find it, I'm curious, do you find it that people have a hard time describing to you what they like or don't like?
I do.
Talk about that.
It's funny how you come to people and you ask them questions like, these are things you should know. Like, you know if you like chicken or not. You know, like, I don't have to make up a scenario for you to be like, no, I really don't like that. So a lot of times you have people, you hear people say, people love to talk about themselves. It depends on what they're talking about. They love to talk about themselves in what they're confident in.
Okay.
They love to talk about themselves and what is positive. They love to talk about themselves and things that brings light to the subject. They don't like to talk about stuff they really not sure about. I mean, most people just put clothes on. They don't know why they do it.
Right.
They don't understand that there's a backside of that. So like I said, it's that painting you see, and it's like, oh my God, that's beautiful, but it was a whole story that went into that. You don't know how Picasso just got to that. His mom passed away, his uncle got shot, you know, all kind of stuff went into it. And they like, well, I don't know, well, I just kind of felt like wearing black was just my go-to. And it's like, but why?
But why?
And it happened when you dropped out of college because, you know, your dog passed away and your mom got cancer and different things like that in life occurred. And you was like, it was just easy for me to just pull my hair back in a ponytail, put on a black shirt and some black pants and just go on about my day because I don't have to put thought into that because I have to put so much thought and energy into the other stuff. So,
you know what, I love that you just shared that, because a lot of times people fail to realize, Eugene, that they need to answer the why, or they need to figure out why it is that they do what they do. And that's sort of like a blanket statement, but there is a why to why you dress the way that you do, or why you present the way that you do.
Very much. You either, you got it from somebody you've seen on TV, you admire. I don't like to utilize their names, but people love Kardashians. They wear certain things. They're trendy. They're always in the news for, you know, whatever reasons. They have TV shows and different things like that. So you see them on a continual basis. You start to pick up some of those things. You know, if you watch news stations all the time, if you watch political debates all the time, you dress like that category of people. You don't. It doesn't change. Like it is what you do. It's like you love politics. You start to dress like a politician. You wear khakis and a polo tucked in with a belt and some dress shoes. You know, you do those things. So if you like golf, you dress like a golfer. You like basketball. If you can tell people who play basketball, they dress like a basketball player.
I like that. I like that. That's good. I want to ask you another question. There are some people who have like what I think you would call maybe a signature look. How does one evolve into having a signature look?
Oh, I think it's a lot of, everything is a lot if you ask me, but it's really not a lot. I always say I'm simply complex. For me, the simple stuff is hard and the hard stuff is simple.
Okay.
Most people don't function like that, but how somebody gets to a signature look, from my perception, it's a combination of, it's something that's easy, it's something that's familiar.
For them.
For them.
Okay.
And it's something that looks good. They know that.
They know it.
They don't have to question it. Lisa Ray wears white. She decided one day she wanted to wear white. So all she wears is white.
Is white.
So now it just became simple.
Okay.
If it's all white, she's into it. If it's not all white, she's not into it.
Wow.
So.
That's amazing, amazing. So you have this amazing company, Iconic Styles by Gemini. I'm a name person, and the name itself just speaks volumes to me. Where did you come up with the name of your business?
The way things come up a lot of times with me is just deposited into my spirit. It's just like, here you go. That's for you. Nope, this is for somebody else. So I kind of was just sitting there one day and was like, oh, I like that, Iconic Styles. And then my birthday is in June, so I was like, oh, well, by Gemini. I kind of wanted to use that as my stage name, my presentation name, kind of like Madonna, Iconic. Prince.
Okay, Gemini.
Gemini would have just been what it was. Then through time, people just was like calling me Iconic Styles and Iconic and Styles and all kind of other stuff. And I'm like, I mean, hey, just
it's
call
a Gemini.
me. Just call me.
Just call me. 555.
Right.
1212.
Just call me. It's fine.
So, in your business, what are some of the services that you provide, if you will? What do you do?
Well, I kind of do a variety of things. Pretty much anything dealing with the fashion world. But the main things are wardrobe consulting. Styling, personal shopping.
So help the listeners out, or the audience out. Wardrobe styling.
Yes, ma'am.
Stylist.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean?
It varies.
Okay.
It's a job that's kind of new. There never was a wardrobe stylist
Okay.
until like most recent times, as far as the title goes.
Okay.
There was always somebody. We've always had photo shoots. We've always had TV shows. We've always had things like that where people were required to wear clothes in front of people. So that person who would either get the clothes, they would be on set to make sure that, you know, the clothes looked great, they were ironed out, they had all the dust bunnies off of them. It was a person, but they had another job.
Okay.
So that is what they also did. They kind of broke that down and was like,
Wow.
we just need somebody that does just that.
Specializes in
Right,
that.
just like a makeup artist.
Okay.
That's all they do is makeup.
Okay.
They don't have to worry about if your cuffs are good, if the clothes match, if everything fits appropriately. So that's kind of what a wardrobe stylist does. They pay attention to the small details of clothes. So we deal in photography, we deal in video work, we deal in like people shooting TV shows, videos, and different things like that.
Wow.
Like even for sets like this, you would have a wardrobe stylist.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what they do. Fashion shows, we do a lot of different things as far as fashion show goes. A fashion show, you can really be pulled in any direction, depending on how many designers there are. But for fashion shows, we make sure models have clothes on.
Have clothes on. Okay.
What you're wearing, it's going out.
Okay.
We're kind of demanding to a degree.
Yes, you are.
You have to be assertive because it's something that needs to be done, and you need to do it the proper way, and you need to do it expeditiously. It's like we don't have time to waste. It's like you go there, we need you to move, like go. So, so fashion shows, we do. It's a bunch of different things that a wardrobe stylist can do.
So you have to sort of be multifunctional. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to be a person that wears many hats.
Okay. Now, is that something that just naturally comes? Or
for me?
Or with anybody in this field?
Well, not for anybody. Some people, as you go, you meet people and you talk to them, you kind of discover little things about their story. And it's like, oh, some people, that's all they know is fat. Like, you don't know nothing else. I can't have a conversation with you about the solar system, politics, nothing. If we're not talking about clothes, you're out.
Talking about nothing.
You are done. You have no clue outside of that. Some people, that's all they do.
Eat, sleep, and breathe.
That's all they know. They know Versace. They know.
Okay.
They know what the new this, that, and the other is. So I know those things, but it's like that's not all I know. So for not everybody, but there are a lot of people around, especially in the Grand Rapids area. We're coming up.
There's
so
quite a few of you.
It is.
It's
a few of my cohorts that I love, that I support.
Holding it down too.
And we just out here trying to make a lane.
I love it. I love it. So share some of the work that you've done.
Oh, geez.
You've done a lot, but
I have.
Give us the highlights.
Well, I mean,
because you just came back from somewhere not too long ago.
I did. I was in Seattle, went to Dallas. And when I go to places like those, I love going out to other places because I can go shopping. And it ain't
Did y'all see the passion?
It ain't the same stuff. So it's like, man, necklaces, charms, clothes, shirts. Like, it's like, oh my God, I never would have seen none of this if I would have been at home. So, but most recently, one of the highlights of my summer, last summer that we just passed through, was a very, very, very busy summer for me. Me and my friends, we were out here taking it over. Like, that was the goal. We were pushing in everything. So, Nirvana was the most fabulous fashion show of 2015.
Wow.
I was a part of others. I don't care what nobody tell me, but that one was the creme de la creme. That was the top.
The creme de la creme.
Shout out to my homie Whitney.
Yes,
love
her.
her. Shout out to my homie Jordan. Love him. And the rest of the players that were involved with the show. That was major. What else did I do? Oh, I did a photo shoot for a local hair care makeup professional because she wanted to have like a birthday shoot. She had an event for her birthday, but she wanted to do some marketing promotion shots for that. So I did a whole wardrobe setup. So I had to find dresses and everything. I actually ended up modeling in that as well. So,
so you do a little modeling too?
I do it all.
On the side?
Everything.
Okay.
On the side and in the front.
Okay. So, you know, when you're doing things like that for these events, are you inspired? Is there like an inspiration that kind of takes over to help you bring the look together?
People ask me that all the time, and I only got one answer. And for the rest of the world, it makes no sense to them.
Okay.
And they ask me, where do I get my inspiration from? And I tell them the sky.
Okay.
And they like, who is you, Oracle?
Yeah.
What is you talking about?
Yeah, because I'm like, what does that mean?
The sky. Like
sky.
when you go, have you ever looked outside and seen a sunset? And the colors in that sunset was like so captivating. You just stared at the entire sunset for 15 minutes.
Okay.
And it's like that energy you get, that imagination, that creativity that starts to pull from that. And I'm like, from there, you start to see how certain colors go together. So you have a red, you have a blue, you have a white, you have a purple, you got a pink, you got all these other colors. So then as I start going through the clothes, I see those elements and how they merge together, you know, trees, how the skyline matches with the sky, the buildings, the colors of the buildings pieced together with other pieces of stuff that's around. It's like, I get it from everything around me. So it's not just one place. I don't read a book and just be like, oh, okay, cool.
So that's how you all are able to see things that your client doesn't necessarily see.
Not you all. Just me. I can only speak for me.
Okay,
as I said, as I talk to other people,
and
I start talking to them about things like that, they don't all think that way. Some people literally go to the Vogue, and they see what's in trend, and they're like, oh, I like this, I like that. Not that it's bad, it's just a different way of doing it. Everybody has their own way of doing their thing. Yeah, so some people, they're magazine hoarders. They get every magazine and they read it. They immerse themselves in those fashion magazines, and that's how they pull out what is new, what's hot, what's not, things like that. So
what I want you to talk to the aspiring stylists who are watching your show right now. So what are some of the things that you need to look for when you're thinking about becoming a stylist?
It's not easy. It's not a cakewalk. It's not none of that stuff that you might see as it's the finished product. It's way beyond that. It's a headache. It's stressful. You have to deal with people. You have to get into that space that people don't let people in.
You got to get in a business.
You have to get in a business, because it's like, if I don't, you know, I can do all these hours worth of work, and I put everything I had into it. I went to the stores, I went online shopping, I met up with boutique owners, and I pulled all this stuff together because of you. And I bring it to you, and you hate all of it.
Wow.
I have to be strong enough to say, oh, okay, cool. Well, what do you like? What don't you like? What one piece do you love? Is there anything in this that we can use? So you got to kind of learn to flip it around. You got to have tough skin. People going to tell you no. People going to call you crazy. They're going to look at you like you don't have a job. Like, it's a bunch
just
of
misunderstood.
Stuff all the way. People going to think you do hair. I tell people all the time, I'm like, no, I'm a stylist. Oh, what salon do you work in? No, not that kind of stylist. Clothes. Oh, what do they do? It's like, I have to go into this explanation of what I do. And it's like, oh my God.
Wow.
But you have to have patience.
You do.
If you don't have patience, then I'm going to tell you that. And you have to love people.
Yes, you do. I can see that.
You don't love people, because that is our main product.
I definitely believe what you're saying, because as many of you know, Dress Code 187 and Miss Heba Elethi are my stylists, and I'm telling you, they have so much patience with me, and they push me. You guys do that too.
Yeah, you have to. I have to be able to push you too. So people ask all the time, why do I need a wardrobe stylist? You don't need one. It's like going to the doctor for aspirin. You don't need to go to the doctor for aspirin, but you trust the doctor.
There you go.
So you're going to go for whatever symptoms you may have.
That's right.
So what other clothing questions, whatever you have, go find somebody that's what they do.
An expert in that field.
And then they can talk to you. They can have that dialogue and conversation.
I love it.
You can do whatever you want to do. You can go to the store and shop if you want to. But it's that other expert opinion that helps the process along.
That's right. That's right.
You know, so that's pretty much what it is. We don't dress you. You kind of dress yourself, but we help you step outside of that box.
Okay. So what's new on the calendar for this year for Iconic Styles?
Well, I'm debating. Right now I'm pushing to do, I love helping people. So I have a few models that I manage as well. So we're kind of collecting images and things like that for them so they can help build their portfolio.
Okay.
Coming this fall or spring and summer, you know, coming up, we have a few of the larger fashion weeks. New York, we have Men's Fashion Week coming up. We have New York Fashion Week coming up.
So you'll be traveling to these places. Okay.
Then, you know, like right now we have Paris, Milan, all these other overseas places going on. So
wow.
That's kind of what the early part of the year is. But kind of towards the end of the year is 2 shows that I want to put on personally to just benefit the community and give back to some organizations that do a lot of good work for Grand Rapids as a whole. So working with some people on that.
Awesome. Well, where can people go for more information about you?
You can go to Facebook, which is everybody's go-to, Iconic Styles by Gemini. You also can find me on Instagram. That is Style by Gemini.
Style by Gemini.
Yes. And then we also have Periscope.
Yes.
So I'm trying to push Periscope a lot. I got a lot of ideas as far as that goes. So I'm kind of shuffling more into that as well. So we're about to start unpacking in a minute here. You're going to know again.
Yeah, I felt that. So listen, as we get ready to bring your show to a close, Eugene, as you reflect over your career, and you think about all of the work that you've done throughout the country, what has been like the reception from those that you're providing your services to? What are they saying?
They love it. That's the number one thing. If I can give you what it is that you're looking for, you love it, then my job is done. You know, like I say, it's my job to help you look the best, because ultimately it comes back down to you doing what your God-given call is to do.
I love it. I love it. One more time, where can they go for more information?
Instagram, Facebook. Facebook, Iconic Styles by Gemini. Instagram is Iconic Gemini. Style by Gemini is on Twitter as well as Periscope.
All right. Well, that's it, family. Didn't we have a great time with Mr. Eugene Wilborn? I'm telling you, he is someone that you want to get in contact with if you need help with bringing your style to that place that you envision for yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of In Life Now. We love you so much, and remember, as Coach TMB always says, to live your best life in life now. Until next time, peace.